Welcome to Create Together. I'm Kim, and I'm an art instructor at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art. For today's project, we're going to learn about screen printing and explore how to make word stamps. We'll get started by taking a look at an artwork in the Crystal Bridges permanent collection for inspiration. So gather around and get ready to join me in your own collaborative studio.
Today, we are inspired by an artist named John Cage. Let's take a moment to look closely at his artwork. Notice how the letters are layered and arranged on multiple sheets of plexiglass. Does it remind you of anything? Where have you seen letters printed? The artist created this plexigram series to honor his friend, another artist, Marcel Duchamp. Cage used screen printing to print words and letters on glass. Screen printing is a printmaking technique where an artist creates a stencil. The stencil is then used to transfer ink onto a finished surface. Cage also used Yi Ching, an ancient Chinese system that uses coin tosses to predict the future. Some of Cage's coin tosses determine which words and typefaces he used on each plexiglass. Have you ever flipped a coin to make a decision? Why did you choose to make a coin toss? Today, I'll be showing you how to make word stamps in order to create layered prints. You can pause this video or scroll back to any step if you need to. For this project, you will need, from the kit, sticky back foam, transparent sheets, chipboard, a blue styrofoam tray, a brayer, and black printing ink. And you'll need a couple of materials from home, such as a pair of scissors and a pencil. Alright, let's get started. Think of words to describe someone you care about. Write these words on scraps of paper and then tear some of these words into halves. Place all the scraps in a bowl. Each person in your group can pick out one paper scrap out of the bowl. After picking out your word scrap, look at different fonts online or on printed materials around your home. Decide on which font you will use to make your word stamp. I've chosen a couple different items from my home, such as a book, a journal, a tea box, and even the printing ink from the kit. These all have fonts that I really like, which will determine the style of each word for each stamp. Using the font and word scrap you chose, draw the letters onto the white backing of a sticky back foam sheet. Make sure you are drawing on the white side and not the color side of the foam sheet. Cut your letters out with a pair of scissors. Peel the white backing off the sticky back foam letters. Arrange the letters on a sheet of chipboard to make your word stamp. Alright, now time to get into the printing process again. Squeeze black printing ink onto a blue styrofoam tray. Use a brayer to evenly spread the ink out on the tray until you hear a sizzling sound. When your brayer makes that sizzling sound, roll that ink onto the foam letters of your word stamp. Carefully place your word stamp upside down on a transparent sheet. Press down on the stamp and rub with your fingertips. It's okay if your fingers get some ink on them. It's all part of the printing process. After rubbing with your fingertips, lift your stamp slowly away from the transparent sheet to reveal your print. Repeat the last few steps of the printing process using the same transparent sheet for each person. When you have finished printing, wash the ink off your brayer and blue tray in a sink. No need to wash your stamps, just leave them aside to dry, and they'll be ready for next time. When your group prints have dried, try stacking one transparent sheet on top of another. How many different ways can you rearrange your layered prints?
We have completed our layered word prints. To hang your prints, punch some holes on the sides and place some string through those holes. You can further explore this project by using your word stamps to print on different types of materials, such as fabric and cardboard. Take a photo or two of your prints and post them on social media with the hashtag CreateTogetherKit. Thanks for joining me, y'all. See you next time.
If you want to see more art with words, take a look at Nari Ward's We the People. How are the fonts in John Cage's work different from Nari Ward's work? Where have you heard the words We the People? What is the meaning behind these words? Talk about these questions with your group and feel free to explore more printmaking